Everything you were taught about the fall of Rome is wrong. If I asked you when Rome fell, what would you say? Most people would say 476 AD, the year when the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was removed. Schools teach this as the fall of Rome, but what if I told you Rome didn't actually fall in 476 AD? The real fall of Rome happened in 751 AD, but almost nobody knows about it. In this video, I'm going to show you why everything you've been told about Rome's fall is wrong, and why 751 AD was the real moment Rome truly collapsed. And trust me, when you hear what really happened, you'll never look at history the same way again. Before we begin, I want you to like and subscribe this video. It motivates me a lot. For years, we've been told that Rome fell in 476 AD. That was the year when Romulus Augustulus, the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire, was removed by the Germanic leader Odoacer. It sounds like the perfect ending to a great empire. A barbarian overthrows the last emperor, and Rome is gone forever. But this is not what really happened. First, the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, still existed. It ruled from Constantinople and continued for nearly 1,000 more years. How can Rome have fallen if half of the empire was still standing? Second, even in the West, things didn't change as much as people think. After 476 AD, Odoacer ruled Italy, but he still followed Roman traditions. He used Roman laws, minted coins with the Eastern Roman emperor's image, and even claimed to rule in the emperor's name. In fact, if you had traveled to Italy in the late 400s, you wouldn't have seen a huge difference. People still spoke Latin, Roman cities still functioned, and many Roman customs remained in place. The idea that everything collapsed overnight is just not true. And here's something most history books don't tell you. Rome didn't just survive, it was reconquered. In 533 AD, Emperor Justinian of the Eastern Roman Empire launched a massive campaign to take back the West. His general, Belisarius, led Roman armies into Italy, and by 560 AD, much of the old Western Roman Empire was under Roman rule again. So if Rome was back under imperial control, how could it have fallen in 476 AD? The truth is, it didn't. The Roman Empire continued to govern parts of Italy for nearly 200 more years, but in 751 AD, something happened that truly marked the end. And that's what we'll talk about next. If Rome didn't truly fall in 476 AD, then when did it actually collapse? The real breaking point came in 751 AD. This was the year when the last Roman stronghold in northern Italy, the city of Ravenna, fell to the Lombards. And with it, the last connection between Italy and the Roman emperor in Constantinople was destroyed. For nearly 200 years, after 476 AD, Italy was still officially part of the Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Emperor ruled parts of Italy through a governor called the Exarch, who was based in Ravenna. This governor controlled military and political matters and even had influence over the Pope in Rome. But in 751 AD, everything changed. The Lombards, a Germanic tribe that had been expanding in Italy for decades, finally captured Ravenna. The last exarch, Eutychius, was killed. For the first time since the days of ancient Rome, Italy was completely cut off from imperial rule. There was no emperor governing from a distance, no Roman governor maintaining control, no connection to Constantinople. This was the true moment when the Roman Empire in the West ceased to exist. From this point on, the Pope in Rome could no longer rely on the emperor for protection. Instead, he turned to a new power, the Franks. A few decades later, in the year 800 AD, Charlemagne, the king of the Franks, was crowned emperor of the Romans by the Pope. This event marked the birth of a new Western Empire, separate from the Eastern Roman Empire. This is why 751 AD matters so much. It wasn't just a military loss, it was a turning point in history. The Pope's decision to seek protection from the Franks instead of the Eastern Romans created a deep divide between Western Europe and the Eastern Roman Empire. From this moment on, the idea of a single united Roman world was gone forever. If you have made till this far, then make sure to like and subscribe to TimeTales. In 751 AD, something important happened that changed the future of Europe forever. This event started a division between the eastern and western parts of the Roman Empire. This division would last for many years and change how people saw the Roman Empire. The Eastern Romans, or the people living in the Eastern Roman Empire, were now called Byzantines. This was not their choice. Western historians started calling them Greeks instead of Romans. This was done to make the Holy Roman Empire, a new empire made up of Germanic tribes, seem more important. By calling the Eastern Romans Greeks, they wanted to make it look like they were different from the original Romans. Over time, the name Byzantine Empire was used more and more. The name was meant to take away their Roman identity and make the Eastern Roman Empire seem like something separate from the ancient Roman Empire. This made it harder for people in the West to remember that the Byzantine Empire was actually part of the Roman Empire. One of the biggest changes caused by the split between East and West was the relationship between the Pope and the Franks. The Pope, who was the leader of the Catholic Church, teamed up with the Franks, a group of Germanic people. This partnership helped create the medieval kingdoms in Europe. With Constantinople no longer in control of Italy, the Pope gained more power and became very important in politics. In 800 AD, Charlemagne, the king of the Franks, was crowned emperor by the Pope. This created a new Roman Empire in the West, but it was under Germanic rule, not Roman. This event started the Holy Roman Empire and had a big impact on the history of Europe. But what if things had gone differently? What if the city of Ravenna, once an important city in the Roman Empire, had not fallen to the Lombards in the 8th century? If that had happened, the Eastern Roman Empire might have continued to rule Italy. This could have changed everything. The Holy Roman Empire might never have been created, and the term Byzantine Empire might not even exist. The changes that started in 751 AD were huge. They divided the East and West and changed the way people thought about history. The Western world forgot that the Byzantine Empire was part of the Roman Empire, and this made the Byzantine Empire seem less important for many years. However, if history had gone a little differently, things might have turned out very differently for Europe and the legacy of Rome. So now, you know, Rome didn't truly fall in 476 AD like many people think. The real collapse of the Roman Empire happened much later, in 751 AD, when the last Roman territory in Italy was lost. This event split the Roman Empire into two parts and marked the beginning of the end for the Eastern Roman Empire's control over the West. The Eastern Romans, or Byzantines, were misunderstood and rebranded, and a new empire was born in the West under Germanic rule. This shift had huge consequences, shaping European history in ways we don't always realize. The myths surrounding Rome's fall still affect how we view history today, but now you can see the truth. If you found this mind-blowing, share it with someone who still believes the old myth. Help spread the real story of Rome's transformation and its lasting influence on the world. And if you want to learn more about lost Roman history and dive deeper into these fascinating moments, check out my other videos. There's so much more to uncover about the history we thought we knew. If you have watched the whole video, then make sure to like and subscribe to TimeTales and comment your thoughts about this video, and also drop your suggestions or ideas for next video.